Kaitlyn Clark's rise in the basketball world has become the stuff of legend, almost too big to be real. Whispers around training facilities and locker rooms suggest that she's done something extraordinary this offseason. Something that could change everything we thought we knew about her. If you assumed she'd already peaked, get ready. According to insiders, the Kaitlyn Clark you saw last season was just the opening act. From quiet halls in her hometown to the blinding lights of the WNBA, Clark's story is packed with grit, brilliance, and more than a little drama. But the latest rumors hint at something deeper. A shift in her physicality, mentality, and approach to the game that's raising eyebrows across the league. Stick around, because once you hear what she's been up to, you might never see her the same way again. Before she ever set foot on a college campus, Clark was already a local phenomenon. Childhood friends recall her near-obsessive dedication to shooting drills while other kids were winding down for the night. While she was known for a fearless playing style in high school, not many realized just how much effort she poured into polishing every aspect of her game behind closed doors. Some say the true driving force behind her determination was the early doubt she faced. A handful of coaches worried her high-volume shooting might make her a one-dimensional player. That skepticism fueled her like nothing else. She secretly worked on passing skills, defensive footwork, and stamina circuits to prove that she wasn't just another flashy shooter. If people doubted her range, she practiced from 5 feet behind the arc. If they said she was too skinny, she hit the weight room. By the time she finished high school, she was already turning heads in recruiting circles. But you'd never guess just how relentless she could be until she reached the national stage. Once Clark arrived in college, her rise seemed unstoppable. Fans saw a confident guard stepping onto the court and casually dropping jaw-dropping point totals. But insiders knew there was more happening beneath the surface. Rivalries sparked almost immediately, with other high-profile players vying for the same spotlight she occupied. Whisper campaigns suggested she was too outspoken, too brash, or too focused on personal stats. Social media lit up with debates over every one of her record-breaking performances. Heated message board battles raged about whether she was the real deal or just a long-range novelty. A few rival fan bases claimed she was overhyped, until she torched their teams. Even so, these tensions only propelled her to work harder. By the time she declared for the WNBA, Kaitlyn Clark was a polarizing name that everyone had an opinion on. Some called her unstoppable. Others couldn't wait to see her exposed at the next level. When Clark finally hit the WNBA, she proved that her college dominance was no fluke. From her first few games, it was clear that she wasn't intimidated by established veterans or sophisticated defensive schemes. She scored in bunches, set up teammates with flashy passes, and displayed a competitive fire that jolted the Indiana Fever out of a long stretch of mediocrity. That's not to say it was all smooth sailing. Teams quickly learned to blitz her with double teams, targeting her with physical defenders who tested every inch of her resolve. Early on, she racked up more turnovers than she would have liked. Coaches from opposing squads smirked, claiming they'd found her weakness, until she adapted by making pinpoint reads under pressure. By mid-season, nobody dared brush her off as a passing fad. The only question, could she make that leap from brilliant rookie to unstoppable force? After her rookie season, fans, analysts, and rivals waited to see if she'd plateau. Instead, rumors started flying about secret training sessions. A few tabloids claimed she'd clashed with certain teammates who weren't thrilled by the attention she commanded, though official statements painted a picture of unity. Meanwhile, sports insiders hinted at possible tensions with older veterans who feared losing status to a second-year hotshot. The endorsements rolling in also fueled drama. Word spread about mega deals that might outshine even established WNBA icons. Some insiders grumbled that the hype dwarfed her actual achievements. while others pointed out that she was single-handedly boosting the Fever's marketability. Still, Clark's main focus wasn't about brand deals or gossip. Every reliable leak from her camp pointed to an off-season spent in constant motion. Strength workouts, shooting drills, film study, mental conditioning. If you listened closely, you'd hear that she was preparing to evolve her game far beyond what anyone expected. Then came the first jaw-dropping glimpses of Clark's transformation. One day into training camp, spectators noticed she was physically stronger, her shoulders more defined, her drives more explosive. Defenders who once shoved her around found themselves bounced aside as she carved paths to the rim. She'd clearly been hammering away in the weight room, but that was only the start. Coach Stephanie White, a seasoned veteran of the sport, was open-mouthed at Clark's revamped mid-range arsenal. Last season, opponents liked to chase her off the three-point line, forcing tougher shots inside. Not anymore. Clark's stop-and-pop game looked effortless, nailing mid-range jumpers and floaters with consistent accuracy. When defenders overplayed her shot, she'd slip past for a slick layup or a no-look pass that caught everyone off guard. Her mental clarity also seemed sharper. This wasn't the same player who sometimes forced high-risk passes just to make a highlight reel. Now, she read the floor with startling calm, anticipating defenders 2 steps ahead. If that meant making the simple pass instead of a behind-the-back dime, she'd do it, then throw in something spectacular the next time, just to keep the opposition guessing. In short, she was no longer just a gunslinger. She was morphing into a master strategist. Perhaps the most surprising element of Clark's second year is how naturally she's stepped into a leadership role. Rookies usually fade into the background, especially around long-tenured veterans. But Clark has a different script in mind. Word from team insiders suggests she's leading film sessions, dissecting opponents' offensive sets, and voicing opinions in a way you'd expect from a seasoned all-star. The Fever's front office clearly doubled down on her potential, reshaping the roster with pieces that fit her style. A savvy wing who can slash to the basket, a reliable shooter to spread the floor, and a tough post player to anchor the defense have all joined the fray. Suddenly, Clark isn't carrying the entire offense on her back. She's orchestrating a balanced attack that leaves defenses scrambling to figure out who to guard first. In practices, teammates are rallying behind her cues. She's not barking orders, she's energizing everyone to play at her pace. Insiders say the chemistry has skyrocketed, a stark contrast to the uneasy vibe that sometimes surfaced during her rookie season. Coach White, once uncertain about placing so much responsibility on a young star, now seems convinced that it's the key to turning Indiana into a formidable force. Kaitlyn Clark entered the WNBA as a thrilling prospect with a fiery attitude and a shot that stretched well beyond conventional boundaries. In one short year, she's transcended the role of a mere dangerous shooter. The whispers and rumors swirling around her aren't just hype. They point to a genuine shift in her physical capabilities, strategic thinking, and leadership style. If the offseason buzz holds any truth, the league is on the brink of witnessing an entirely new chapter in Clark's evolution. One that could propel the Indiana Fever to heights they haven't reached in years. The bigger question is whether anyone can catch up before she turns the WNBA's balance of power upside down. So, what do you think? Is this the year Kaitlyn Clark fully takes over, or is the league ready to keep her in check? Share your thoughts below and be sure to stick around, because the only thing more compelling than her rookie story might be the story she's about to write next.